What is up, my mates of YouTube? My name is Aussie Marcel, and we are back in the capital wasteland. It's been a week. It's definitely been a week. The weather, for one, has been pretty abysmal. Wherever you are around Australia or around the world, you may have seen that down here in Victoria, we've been getting battered with real hectic winds. And today's probably, it was still before, but today's probably the calmest it's been since all of this has started. And it's been warm today, which is a kind of a blessing. It's just good to get outside in just like a muscle shirt and just to appreciate the sun. I mean, it's overcast right this second, but the sun will be out eventually, and I'm looking forward to that. It's been a week, guys. It's been a hectic week. Lots happened. It's probably not the time or place to go into that right now, but I promise one day I'll go into it with you. But until then, I just thought I would touch base with everyone here and talk a little bit, because it's one of those things, where if you line up a bunch of stuff that you're going to be doing, like for instance, the last 2 months, I'd say, have been jam-packed. I've been working, going to gigs, going down to Melbourne. I've been doing a lot more traveling than I used to, and that's kind of a blessing. But it also, when you're staying that busy, when you're, when I'm making videos for here, when I'm working, when I'm traveling and all of that, it's a lot to sort of juggle. So in the sense that it takes a lot of time out of your day to do those things, it's easy to look at them and not appreciate just how you can do that in the first place. Like, it's kind of a blessing when you really think about it. And it goes back to what I was saying the other day, last week, when I was talking about how the wind and the miserable weather was really bumming me out. And it's easy to just take that stuff personally, when the reality of it is that you can, that's always a choice, you know what I mean? And oftentimes what we feel is kind of more reflective of an internal state where we're choosing to feel a certain way. And obviously things happen, and things outside of our hands, and in those situations, going for that gut level reaction, that more like gut instinct feeling, totally appropriate, and I completely understand it. But in this sort of case, when you're like looking at weather and you're like, oh, if it's rainy today, if it's windy today, I can't go out and do the things that I love doing. It's that is more of a choice. Like, it's more of a, you're more letting Mother Nature impact your day-to-day, and you're choosing to operate on a lower frequency. Whereas if you want to make the best of any given day, and you've got to remember, guys, that tomorrow is not a promise. Like, you've only got today, and I'm not old or anything like that. I'm still quite young, but having those realizations when you're younger, it sets you up for a future, potentially sets you up for a future where, I don't know, you're able to appreciate the now. Eckhart Tolle, he wrote an entire book on the concept, The Power of Now. And there is a lot of power in that. There is a lot of power in taking your agency and dealing the hand that you're dealt. And today, if it's rainy where you are, if it's windy where you are, if the weather isn't to your liking, just remember that it's a choice to let that bum you out. And, everyone's entitled to feel how they want to feel about certain things. Like, if you want to feel like, this day of yours is ruined because of the weather, man, that's your choice. Like, and I'm happy for you to be able to make that choice. But it's okay to accept that sometimes the weather's not going to be ideal. the circumstances and situation of your day are not going to be ideal, and you can choose to take that negativity, to take the terrible parts of your day and work them in your favor. And that is absolutely a choice that you can make. I mean, we live in these online spaces and we let the moods and feelings of others dictate how we take action in our own lives. And the one thing that I've noticed is that if you're like, and you don't probably have Snapchat or anything like that, but one thing I noticed, and it's Snapchat that's taught me this, is that if you like flick left and you access like the highlights tab of the app, you'll be fed all these news stories and articles that are just absolute trash. That it's drama, there's nothing good about any of it. And I sort of took it as a blessing that I wasn't letting those things dictate my life. And there are people out there that live and thrive off of that drama, that live and thrive off of that sort of content. And man, that's not what I'm about here. I just want everybody to have a good time. And I just want to sort of share with people, positive things. Looking at that sort of content, it made me appreciate the sort of environment and the community we've sort of built and cultivated here on like my tiny little space on YouTube. It's so positive and it's like free of nonsense, and I'm so glad that I'm able to share this with you guys, because the world is only as negative as you want it to be. And although there are terrible things happening every single day, the converse of that is true. Contrary to that is true. There's so many beautiful things happening every single day, and we get used to only seeking like the negative. Like when you watch the news, like that stuff is designed to make you fearful and trepidant. It's not designed to inspire you or uplift you, because if you're going about your day to day like completely happy and without worries, you're less likely to consume, you're less likely to overspend, you're less likely to impulse purchase. And obviously that's another topic for another day. But I just hope that when you watch my videos here on YouTube, maybe I can share something with you that you haven't experienced in your day-to-day. Maybe it's like a little fact or an idea, a mindset, a philosophy, something that you wouldn't have encountered elsewhere. And I just appreciate that we have this. You and I, we have this. And so wherever you are in this big, beautiful world, I just want you to know that you are loved, you are appreciated, and yeah, it's a big, beautiful world, and bad stuff happens all the time, but good stuff happens all the time as well. So stay strong, stay rad, be kind to each other most of all. I love you guys, and until the next video, my name is Aussie Marcel, and I'll catch you guys around.